am Reverend Karyl Huntley, and that's so cute that Posi almost introduced me as Reverend Mary. Reverend Mary will be here next week, but you got me today, and I'm so happy to be here, where our theme for the whole year is Your Joyous Life. Our vision is awakening personal transformation, and our mission is teaching tools for positive change. That's where you are, and that alone is pretty darn fun. I'd like to introduce today, before I start, a guest in our community, Dr. Reverend Merrill Leo, if you would stand in the back. Merrill Leo is... Marilyn is the archivist for our entire movement and was a neighbor of Dr. Ernest Holmes. So she is a living treasure. So avail yourself of Dr. Marilyn. It's wonderful. Okay, so this is our theme for the year, Your Joyous Life, and our May theme is Your Time is God's Time. So we're talking about how to really use the gift of time well. And one way is the goal for our month, which is to have more fun. And, you know, I think that's a way to use time very well, is to have fun. And to really accomplish that goal, this is the Sunday. Because our talk title is Give Yourself Permission to Have Fun. So we're going to have a lot of examples of fun today. I thought deeply about this. You know, I spend a lot of time for every Sunday thinking about the wisest thing to share with you that I have. And actually fun, you'd think that fun is something very simple and natural, that we all could just like lean into it and just play games or whatever it is that's fun for you. But it revealed to me a lot about consciousness. So I want to spend a minute or two talking about consciousness, because I know that there are people who are here for the first time or who are still new-ish. And I want to welcome you warmly for the first time or back, because I think that there's a lot here that could serve the world, actually. But you're here, so you get it. So consciousness is a word that we use a lot. And it actually means the totality of our beliefs and our memories and what we train ourselves to be aware of, because, you know, we get so much input. We get millions of pieces of data every second, and we cannot process it all. And so we train ourselves to look for something. And what we look for is what tends to show itself up over and over and over again because of the habit of our consciousness. It has our family blindness in there, the cultural blindness that we carry. It has our values and our judgments. It has the contents of our conscious mind and our subconscious mind. And it is a topic that is taught in every single class, and something that is deeper than a lifetime can plumb. That's what I think about consciousness. And we also talk about it's actually what we expect life to be. And what we expect life to be is sort of what comes back to us over and over and over again is, yep, that's what life is. So we expect it more. And yep, that's what life is. And it's all because of what it is that we notice, because there's so many more varieties of life out there. You look around, people are having different experiences than you. And it's the same world. So it's what we process through us and call to us through our consciousness. And a large part of that is we have choice in that. We don't always use the choice in that, but we have choice in that. So today, well, before I get to today, a little bit more about consciousness. We say that consciousness is causative. And it means just what I said before, that what we notice is what we get more of. What we think about most of the time is what shows up. So our consciousness actually causes life to appear the way it is to us. That's the sum of a big part of our philosophy and the work that we do. So with that said, I want you to know that this whole talk is processed through my consciousness. And so you can take it and say, oh my God, she's so smart. Or you can say, what in the world is she talking about? And it is absolutely up to you. But I want to say that as I looked at this topic of fun, it is through my glasses that are sometimes rose-colored and sometimes not. So, so it made me think, as we go through the talk today, what you really have choice about changing and what, better not. So the question is, what can we change about ourselves and our experience of life, and what is better left as it is? And then we have the chicken therapist. The chicken therapist who says, I want greater self-awareness, but can I continue to be unaware of my bad qualities? So, just a thought. Yes, you can. You can work on you won't get very far, but if you're unaware of your bad qualities, but nonetheless. So, we're going to have permission to have fun, and there should pop up here soon varieties of ways of having fun. Maybe that'll happen, maybe not. But we're going to have 3 questions today. And the first question is, what is fun? Okay? What is fun? So in the dictionary, it says something about amusement, play, and enjoyment. And so because God always participates in the talks, God had fun scheduling 2 people to do the altars today. So we have 2 examples of fun. Over here, we have Marsha Dawson's wonderful, playful altar with a unicorn and a bunny and a piggy and a lion and beautiful, beautiful, fun orchids. And then we have Sandra Glauz, who did this altar that has all kinds of toys on it, some of which you may take. You may take the candy, you may take the bubbles, and these are my snapdragons. Do you know how to make the dragon snap? So you can take the dragons and make them snap, and then you go, ow, 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 ow. See, and then my jacks from 5th grade. We've talked about my ability to save things, but that's another talk. Okay, so you can have fun at the altars. So the definition in our book that we're going through this year, because this is, her theme for May is be serious about play. And so her definition of play, which is kind of also like fun, is an activity that's very satisfying, has no economic significance, doesn't create social harm, and doesn't necessarily lead to praise or recognition. Research shows that regularly having fun is a key factor in having a happy life. People who have fun are 20 times as likely to feel happy. So that is the research, that's the seriousness. But, when it says that it doesn't lead to any personal gain or anything like that, I think I want to talk about fun as broader and more personal, because for some, work is really fun. It would be great if if you want to have your work fun, that's a choice you can make, that you can say, yes, I have a lot of fun, and sometimes it's very, very productive. Some people, fun is only carefree. And for some people, there's stress involved. Like, you got to get your heart rate up or it's not fun. Like skydiving, that's not for me. But so I want to agree, if we can, that fun is something that is immensely satisfying, and it often involves leisure. Okay, can we kind of think about that for the rest of the talk? It's immensely satisfying, and often it involves leisure, so it involves a choice about how we spend our time. I don't know how many conversations I've had this week about people being so busy. I did a baby blessing yesterday after the poor woman showed her house, and then she had a meeting to go to after the baby blessing, and she was throwing a party, a big party for the baby blessing. She didn't look like she was having very much fun, but Some of us have a hard time to have fun, and if you are reading through this book with us, she gives a lot of examples of how people talk about what's fun and how difficult it is for some people to just break loose and have fun and not worry about accomplishing something. And I think that it actually has to do with the history of religion in this country. This is coming through my consciousness now, but the people that founded our country, the Pilgrims, were largely Calvinists. And John Calvin was a French philosopher who was very, very involved in the Protestant Reformation. Here is just one quote. "All whom the Lord has chosen and received into the society of his saints ought to prepare themselves for a life that is hard, difficult, laborious, and full of countless griefs." This is what we do with something like that. We use our consciousness. And if you say to yourself, well, yeah, that's your consciousness speaking. If you say to yourself, hell no, that is your consciousness speaking. But when you come up to a belief like this that is held by many, many people, and there is something within you that says, I wonder if that's true, what you do is you say to yourself, does it make sense that the life that I want to live and the eternal presence that I naturally feel into, does it make sense for me that this is a true statement? That's how you evaluate the beliefs that are in there, because a lot of our beliefs are subconscious. They come up as a sort of a discomfort. They come up and say, ooh, that sort of pinches, or I wish it weren't so, or I'm afraid it's so and I wish it weren't. Whenever you have anything like that, it's examining your own mind. You get to say, all right, this is the belief that's coming up. It's planted in there. Does it make sense to me? Do I like it? And do I want to live the life that this belief calls to me? And if the answer is no, you can remake your beliefs. One of the stifling things about religions that are so tight is that they tell their people, you have to believe this or else something dire will happen. The dire thing that will happen is that you'll have a life that reflects that belief. And if we get to choose how we spend the gift of time, do you want to live like that? What Science of Mind says is change your thinking, change your life. And when we change our thinking, we are changing the foundational beliefs that are in there. Now for me, I choose to have fun and love God at the same time. And I can do that. And if you like that, you can do that too. It's a possible shift in consciousness, and it's your choice. Okay, next question is, what is fun for you? Now this is a little different. This is from the book. When I thought about fun, I realized to my surprise that I didn't have a good sense of what I found fun. Only recently had I grasped one of those most important secrets of adulthood. Just because something was fun for someone else didn't mean it was fun for me, and vice versa. There are many things that other people enjoy that I don't. I love the idea of playing chess, going to a lecture on international markets, doing crossword puzzles, getting a pedicure, eating dinner at a hot new restaurant, or having a subscription to the opera or season tickets to the Knicks. I can see exactly why other people enjoy these activities. I wish I enjoyed them, but I don't. So, remember we talked about how, what do you work on changing and what you just leave it alone? I would recommend that you leave it alone what you find fun. You find what it is that you like and you do it. but you don't try to like something that you don't like. So fun is extremely satisfying, and it's sort of installed in you, kind of like your skills, your gifts, and your personality. In the book on page 122, it says, you can choose what you do, but you can't choose what you like to do. So for example, you know, I don't like spectator sports that much. I mean, like synchronized swimming, but can you call that a spectator sport? I went to one baseball game in my entire life, and it was because I knew the person who was singing the national anthem. And then after the national anthem, I chatted up the people on either side of me and was very annoying because I didn't much like it. So I don't have to do that again. So my recommendation is to love and appreciate what God gave you to enjoy and lean into that. So I have this wonderful, this is actually a photograph of a photograph that I have had on my bulletin board for like 30 years, almost 30 years. I was teaching Science of Mind 1 way back when. It was called Science of Mind 1, and this was a part of someone's final project. This photo of Jesus, isn't that cute? A photo of Jesus with this, are you getting all you're entitled to? I love that. Are you getting all of a lot of stuff that you're entitled to? Because a lot of it is by choice, and some of it you lean into because it's already God's gift to you. What is really fun is to marvel at what is fun for other people. And I love to see you guys having fun and doing all the things that you do for fun. So I'm going to bring up here for just a few minutes somebody in our community who has a lot of fun doing things. She has so much fun generating ideas that it makes me tired, but she loves it. She loves interior design and creating beauty and structure. She loves empowering people. Please welcome Francine Huss.
Yay. Good morning. Good morning. I was so excited when
They'll do it. Okay. Talk again.
I was so excited when Karyl asked me to talk about, she said, talk about what's supremely fun for you. Because the topic today is giving ourselves permission to have fun. So like Karyl, I've really thought about it all week. And a few things occurred to me. One is that, as Karyl said, my idea of fun is having ideas. And so I think I have a bigger idea of what fun is. I think of fun as who we are, who we truly are. Because I think we're here to be ourselves. We're here to express that which is extraordinary through us that's not possible with someone else. And so to me, what's supremely fun is being supremely us. And do you see how expansive that feels? It's like giving yourself permission to be you. To me, we wouldn't give ourselves permission to breathe. We wouldn't give ourselves permission to have our heart beat or our blood circulate. It's just being ourselves. And so Karyl asked me to give one example of something that was really, really, truly fun for me most recently. And actually, at the beginning of the year, I was called by a New York publisher and asked to edit some original material by Napoleon Hill. And you all know Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, and the 17 Principles of Success. And they uncovered these 9 lectures that he gave back in the 50s and wanted to turn them into a book. So this publisher said, I need someone that understands these principles of success, and I felt very flattered by that. Me? Okay. And I had not edited someone else's material before. I'd never done a project like that before. And I want to tell you, as people around me know, I had more fun than a barrel of monkeys. I found all the time that I needed to do it. I couldn't stop doing it. I had so much fun. I was sad when this project ended. Now, that was fun for me. That's my idea of fun, because it was using all of my gifts. It was, like a perfect chord, a perfect note, perfect sound, a song, just singing through me. So when Karyl talks about, I wrote this down, that it's immensely satisfying, I think of fun as when we are being ourselves and expressing our true gifts, and that is immensely satisfying. And we can call it whatever we want. We can call it fun. As Karyl said, sometimes work is fun. I've tried to blur the lines in my life between what is work and what is play, and it's just doing my life. And I do really try to do my life in a way that's immensely satisfying, and where I am playing full out and giving my gifts. And it's true that for me, that is generating ideas, that's helping other people generate ideas. So that's what my idea of fun is. And as I said, I don't think it's necessarily a choice. If we can shift how we think, expand how we think, and say, it's not even something I need to give myself permission to do. It's letting ourselves be. And when we're letting ourselves be, it's calling it fun, because we get to call it the way we want to call it. So I also call this personal genius. I've been working with this concept of personal genius. And personal genius is really, what is genius? Genius is being extraordinary in a way that is so unique, that is such a contribution to the world and to people around us. That, to me, is what genius is. And everyone has that personal genius. Everyone has that certain thing or combination of things within them. And I believe that when we find it, we feed it, we share it, that it is immensely satisfying and ultimately fun. And so it just so turns out at the end of this month, I'm going to be having a workshop. This workshop is called Cultivating Genius. It's on the 31st. And a little bit about this workshop, thanks to my wonderful producer, Sue Ruda, we have scheduled a workshop that I'm going to be doing for an international engineering firm. And this is a firm that engineers things that have never been done in the world. Someone designs like the biggest and best thing that has never happened before, and this firm has to figure out how to make it happen, how to build it, how to do something that's never been done before. And so they've asked me to come and do a workshop about creativity. And I'm doing this workshop, oh, thank you. I'm very excited. This is my idea of fun. And so I'm calling this workshop Cultivating Genius. And so it was our idea that as my gift to this community, and also as practice for my workshop, that I'll be doing this workshop at the end of the month. It's a free workshop, so I hope you come and join me for the workshop here at the Learning Center. The details are in the flyer, and maybe we can shift to having more fun and a cultivating genius. Thank you.
There it is. Thank you. Okay, wonderful. One more question for this morning, and that is, there are all the fun things. How much fun do you want? Okay, so remember, we defined fun. We said that what do you find fun is, don't sweat it. It's your gift. But how much fun you have is entirely by your choice, absolutely by your choice and by your consciousness to get there. And if you're not getting all the fun that you're entitled to, you can opt for more, because it's a choice. And it's like productivity, it's like striving, somewhat like more leisure. Francine's definition of fun, being who you are. If you have been in a job or in a relationship when you're not being who you truly are, you can choose to have more fun and do something else. So there was a woman in this community before I was just a member here. She was a practitioner. Maybe somebody that's been in here for a long time can remember her last name. Her first name was Linda, and she played Emma Curtis Hopkins in one of the, do you remember who? No. It was another Linda. Anyway, her purpose in life was, my mission in life is to have fun. That's what she said. My mission in life is to have fun. If it wasn't fun for her, she didn't do it. Period, end of story. And she did some really odd things that I would not find fun. Like 30 years ago, she went to Russia, and remember that little puppet Lamb Chop? She played with Lamb Chop out the window of this train with the Russian children as people were trying to sell her dried fish to eat. You know, she'd be, no, thank you very much. She'd be doing the lamb. She thought that was the most fun in the world. And she did it and did it and did it all across Russia. So it's no explanation. So when I think of her mission statement in life, my mission is to have fun. For me, through my consciousness, that's a little bit too frivolous. I would like a little more striving, a little more work, but it's my consciousness. And I can ask myself, am I having enough fun? And I can choose to have a little bit more. And so I want this opportunity for you to examine your consciousness about your fun and about any judgment that you might, or envy, that you have about anybody else. If you are envious of this person for having that purpose in life, you can have it too. If you are judgmental about people who have outrageously loud fun, you know, you can examine that in your consciousness. It's whatever comes up and pinches a little bit that you get to say, what is the belief down there, and does that belief serve me? Ernest Holmes, our founder, said, life is like the sun. It shines on everything. Get out of the shadows. Open the windows of your mind. Lift up your thoughts and let life be to you whatever you wish it to be. That is the freedom that we have. So, in conclusion, why is this even important? I had to ask them, I said, are they going to think this is too frivolous a talk? So I put in this about why is fun spiritually important, and this is my son. He is the best laugher. He like throws his head back, and it's just wonderful. So this, back to seriousness, is why fun is important. It teaches us about using the gift of time. If you want more fun today, and the day is over and you haven't had more fun, you get to choose what you do tomorrow, because you won't get to live this day again. This day should be full of your choosing. This day should be full of what you believe is important for your soul. So we get to think about the gift of time when we think about fun and anything else we spend time on. Next, it's about working in consciousness, and we've done a lot of that so far this morning. It's when that little pinch comes up, you know, of envy or judgment or anything, there's a belief down there that is not in harmony with part of your life. So you tease that belief up. What would a person have to believe in order to have this experience? That's the question you ask. What would a person have to believe in order to have this experience? And then you get to say, does this make sense in the life that I want to live? That's the work that you do in consciousness, and let me tell you, those questions take you deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. I examine consciousness every single week, especially as I prepare my talks, and I'm going to do that for the rest of my life, and I will not get to the bottom of what my consciousness means to me. And I've been doing this for a long time. And then lastly, you get to balance your paths. If you have the habit of learning your lessons from strife, you can change it. Now, I'll say that again. It's not just what happens to you. It's a habit that you have. It's a belief. My lessons come with struggle. That's a belief you have. Now, every single life has pain. Every single life does. But as it says in the wisdom tradition, suffering is optional. Pain comes, but living in that pain and chewing it over and over and over again like an old dried bone is a choice. And so if the via negativa has been your path of learning, you can suggest to yourself, my next lesson comes with joy. And whether or not it does, it will be lighter for you. So so ends the lesson. The going deeper, for those of you that want the conclusion and what to do when you get home today, is I find my fun and live it. And so I just invite all of us to do that, to find our fun, say to somebody else, this is fun for me, how about for you? In fact, turn to somebody right now and say what you find fun. Scott, what do you find fun? What's fun? Me too. Okay, let's bring the talk to a close. Woohoo! And come within with me. Come within. So on the way into our heart of hearts, that heart of God, I would like to take this moment to honor anyone who came in pain today. Anyone to whom this talk has been a mystery. And to honor your path and to not slide over it lightly, but to honor what it is you are feeling right now and to invite you nonetheless into this inner process. You can pick up the sadness in a moment, but in this moment, for everyone here and anyone watching or listening now or later, remember something that was so fun. It was the perfect gift from God. You didn't know whether to laugh or cry or shriek or just go down on your knees and say thank you, because it was so good. The moment was supremely, deeply, spiritually, truthfully, soul-satisfyingly fun. Remember that. Pull all the experience into your awareness. Let your consciousness reach out and pull in the environment. Who was there? What exactly happened? How you exactly felt. All the beautiful details of this infinitely precious gift of pure fun. And as each one of us remembers that, recognize that that is a seed that is already planted in our heart. And right now it is growing. And right now it is sending out pulses of invitation for just that kind of experience again. Not the exact thing, but just the same felt sense of beautiful, perfect, spiritual, deep, soul-satisfying fun where we drop to our knees and say thank you. That ripple is going out and out and out and out, and as it goes out, it reorganizes the universe around us, sorting for those experiences to feed our soul.